everyone. Welcome to the Wednesday College Series. Today, we are so excited to have Gary from University of New Mexico, Noelle from over at Colorado State University Pueblo, and Joanne from University of Massachusetts Lowell. I wanted to let you know that I did hear from Beth from Loyola and Marymount last night, and she is not able to attend. She did send me a video and several links and her contact info, so I will be including that in our follow-up email out to all registrants for this meeting. So you will have access to that information. Hang on, I've got a few more people to admit here. So I wanted to let you know, I had mentioned this last week, but Spark 2021 is coming up this weekend, February 13th. This weekend, they're going to be focusing on STEM speakers, focusing in the areas of oceanography, mathematics, cardiology, robotics, and family medicine. The following week, they're going to be focusing on business and learning from individuals from Morgan Stanley, from finance at USD and UC Berkeley, as well as in the areas of human resources. And then the final week, which is February 27th, will be focused on law and social justice with a trial attorney, a history teacher, and also a judge. So to learn more about that and to sign up, please go over to the Scripps Ranch High School Foundation website over to the College Corner, and you'll find a link to that. And then also, just as a reminder that today's presentation, as well as all of the past presentations, are all available on the virtual college fair on our YouTube channel. And that can be accessed as well through the Scripps Ranch High School Foundation and by clicking here. All right, so without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to Noelle. And she's going to share with us information on Colorado State.
Perfect. Thank you, Ginger. Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us today. So my name is Noelle Clark, and I'm the Regional Admissions Counselor for Colorado State University Pueblo. So I just live right in San Diego as well. And I'm a proud CSU Pueblo alum too. So I love talking about my university and all the great options we have for you guys. So we're part of the Colorado State University system. We're located in Southern Colorado in Pueblo. So we're about an hour and 45 minutes south of Denver, 45 minutes south of Colorado Springs, and 45 minutes from the mountains in 3 different directions. So we really have all those great opportunities that Colorado is known for just in our own backyard. So we're a great place to be if you're interested in anything outdoorsy. We have everything except things ocean related in Colorado, so you can really experience all of that. And we have a great outdoor pursuits program that helps you get plugged into the outdoors if you're not as familiar with some of those different activities. We're a small university, so we have just about 4,000 students total. So that means your average class size is just about 21. So that means you really get to know your professors, your classmates, and build that relationship with them. Our student to faculty ratio is 15:1. So that's how we're able to keep those class sizes nice and small. And I can tell you from my experience as a CSU Pueblo student, my entire 4 years, I only had one class that had more than 30 students in it. So all the professors knew me by name. They knew my strengths, my weaknesses, the areas I needed help with in class. And you get that more individual approach to your education instead of being one of a student in a huge lecture hall. And that's from the very beginning. We hook you up with an academic success coach as soon as you're accepted to the university, and they help you your entire way through as a student, making sure you're plugged in with your classes, your professors, career, internship opportunities. So you get that hands-on approach to your education to get that help. We're a very diverse student body in general, as you can see here on the slide. So we have students coming from 40 different states and 30 different countries currently on our campus. And we're also a very military-friendly institution, if any of you are coming from a military background. To transition a little bit more over to academics, we have about 80 different areas of study total with all of our majors and minors. None of our programs are impacted. So regardless of what you choose to study, you're able to graduate in 4 years. And every program except for nursing is also direct entry. So that means when you apply to the university, you're automatically accepted to those programs. No additional application processes except for our nursing. Our nursing is one of the top ranked in the country for Bachelor's of Science of Nursing programs So it is very popular, but still not impacted. Typically, students are accepted to that program with about a 3.6 GPA after the end of their freshman year. Some other popular and unique programs I have listed here on the slide, including our automotive industry management, business, biology, psychology, health sciences, and we have a variety of other programs. We're pretty comprehensive, so there's a little bit of everything across the board as far as the majors we offer. One of the really great things about all of our programs is they have some sort of hands-on component tied in with it. So you're not just sitting in the classroom in lectures, you have research opportunities, clinical experiences, internship opportunities. So you're getting that hands-on experience before you graduate, which is really going to be helpful going forward into your career. This year, we just renovated one of our buildings on campus. It just opened in the fall. It was a $16 million renovation, and that now houses 4 brand new state-of-the-art psychology labs. So that adds on to the research that some of our social science students are able to do. We have internships set up across the country as well, including one with the Smithsonian, which is pretty exciting for our students. We have 21 NCAA sports, 75 different clubs and organizations on campus. So there's tons of different things for you to be a part of while part of our community. We are a WUI school, part of the Western Undergraduate Exchange. And if you're accepted to CSU Pueblo, you automatically come in at that WUI tuition rate. So you'll automatically pay that reduced cost and it's open for all students. Then there's automatic merit scholarships that stack on top of that from $500 to $8,000 a year. If you're accepted, you're automatically receiving that $500 a year scholarship, and it just goes up from there based on your GPA, test scores, and class rank of your graduating high school class, meaning 2 of those 3, and then a variety of other scholarships and financial aid that you qualify for. For any seniors who might be here, our application is still open and you still are eligible to receive scholarships and financial aid. We are test optional this year for seniors for the class of 2021. So we just will look at your GPA and your transcripts in order to determine acceptance. If you have a 3.0, you won't have any issues being accepted to the university, being A through G on track. Hopefully we'll be test optional next year for our this year's juniors, but we're waiting to hear back from the state on that. I'll go ahead and drop my contact information in the chat and hand it off to Joanne.
Thank you, Noelle. Hi, everyone. I'm Joanne Germano with the University of Massachusetts at Lowell. I'm actually based here in San Diego, similar to Noelle. If you're not familiar with the University of Massachusetts Lowell, we're actually one of 4 UMass campuses, very scenic. We're right on the Merrimack River. But on a map, we're just north of Boston, about 25 miles north. So you could get a direct flight from San Diego into Boston, jump on the train and get to our campus in about 35 to 40 minutes. So it's really easy to get around. You won't need a car. We're mid-sized, about 11,000 undergraduates, but we have over 500 full-time professors. So we are very hands-on. Our classes are small. On average, they're about 25 students. Our student to faculty ratio is 17 to 1. We're pretty diverse. We have students coming from all 50 states, over 100 different countries. We're also about 38% students of color. We've added 14 new buildings in the last 7 years. So we have new labs, new residence halls on our campus, but we also have a few new unique things. We have an 8,500 square foot makerspace on campus. We have a baseball research center. We also have a world trading room and an innovation hub on campus for our students to learn. Over 100 programs are offered at our university where you can major in. We also have over 30 different minors, but everything is direct entry. So the major you indicate on your application is what you'll get into and start right away in. We also have a direct entry nursing program. In as little as 3.5 years, you can earn your bachelor's in nursing. Most popular at our university are going to be anything in the STEM, as well as business and criminal justice. We added cybersecurity and industrial engineering to the curriculum this year. We also have a lot of 4+1 tracks. So if you're interested in STEM, business, psychology, criminal justice, just to name a few, or anything in the music industry, you can do a bachelor's and a master's in just 5 years. We also have a UTeach track where you could take 6 extra classes in any STEM concentration and earn a teaching credential at the middle school and high school level. We take pride in our hands-on work. We have 200 different company partnerships and we are growing. with this partnership plan. So students will get work experience in before they graduate. If, say, you're a business student, specifically in accounting, we partner with KPMG. If you're interested in engineering, Raytheon owns a floor of our engineering complex. We've also had students get hired by Tesla. So students get work experience in a paid internship called a co-op. Students spend 4 to 6 months with these companies. And with that, within 6 months of graduation, 95% of our students are employed. Specifically in engineering, we have a 99% job placement rate. So we make sure you will have a job when you graduate, or you'll be involved in a master's program. We also do more hands-on learning through projects. We've had students build race cars, canoes, and they've competed in regional and national competitions. If you have a business mindset, we have a Difference Maker Institute on campus. So we like to get our students very involved. If you're interested in studying abroad, we partner with over 40 countries. We have about 300 different university partnerships, and students can study abroad as early as their freshman year. These were the popular countries that our students went to 2 years ago. We have a lot of fun on campus. Our students compete at the Division I level in the NCAA sports. We have 16 Division I sports teams on campus. Being a New England school, our ice hockey team draws the most fans. Usually they draft 2 to 3 guys to the NHL every year. So those games are very exciting. In a normal year, we have about 10 concerts. We've had Drake and Billy Joel come to campus to perform. We've also had Snoop Dogg and Oprah on campus who helped fundraise scholarships for our students. Students get involved in any of our 200 plus clubs and organizations. We also are one of the few schools in the New England area to offer over 30 living learning communities for our students. So if you are a business major or a health science major, you can choose to live with other health science students or business students. So you will be on the same track in terms of scheduling, and you'll build more of a sense of community on campus. We look for a strong B average. We've been test optional for about 5 years now. If you are a senior, you have until February 15th to apply for fall. And that fee waiver code is UMLOS 2021 right on the screen there. Our averages were about a 3.6, average SAT was a 1240, average ACT was a 25, but again, we're test optional and we still will offer scholarships if you did not take the test or you didn't have the test available to you, that's perfectly fine. I'd love to talk to you more about UMass Lowell. We also have a virtual tour on our website that you could check out, or you can schedule an appointment to meet with me over Zoom for a one-on-one too. But without further ado, we are going to head to New Mexico and I will let Gary B take over. Thank you.
Thanks, Joanne. That's great information about UMass Lowell and hearing about Colorado and you guys being in San Diego. Well, I'm in Ventura, so all 3 of us are regional admission counselors. And so I'm going to share my screen and talk about where I went to college, the University of New Mexico. I started at the University of New Mexico in 1974 as a student. I know people think that's my hair during the pandemic, almost the same length, not quite. And I always ask people, what do they know about the University of New Mexico? And I always hear UNM, unfortunately not much. So let's start with location, UNM, University not close to mom. Look, students, you'll be leaving California and going to Albuquerque, New Mexico. And I know you hear Albuquerque, New Mexico, you start thinking the desert, flat and hot. We're not. We're actually in the Rocky Mountains. So remember, UNM, University next to mountains. You hear Rocky Mountains, you're starting to think snow. Well, a lot more than you'll ever see in San Diego. UNM means usually not much though. We're not like New York or Chicago or Philly. It snows and it goes in New Mexico. Look at the temps. We're about lateral in temperatures to what you'd typically have in LA. Campus, big city, Albuquerque, not tiny town. And when you hear UNM, you're probably thinking university near the middle. You can see on the south end of this city, there's the international airport. So you could fly out of San Diego and in 2 hours be in Albuquerque and on campus. Campus, big campus, middle of the city, lots of things to do. Those 2 H's towards the top, represent hospitals that are part of the University of New Mexico. We're located on Route 66. I think a lot of people saw the movie Cars and they know Route 66 drove right past the university. Big fun, hot air balloon fiesta, Old Town, Santa Fe's an hour away. What do you say? State Capitol. I love Carlsbad Caverns. It's not a 5-hour drive. Colorado, look, I said we're in the Rocky Mountains. 3 hours you're in Colorado, another 3 hours you're in the big city of Denver. Grand Canyon, I love the Grand Canyon. Right now you're probably thinking UNM, University near much to do. Not a giant school, not a tiny school. I always say UNM, University of a nice medium size. Average class, and we are in class right now, students, about 30% of the classes are on campus. When we're not in pandemic, you're going to be in small classes. Right now, we've got social distancing and the classes are even smaller. Lots of things to study at UNM, and you're probably thinking, wow, UNM, you name a major, I bet they've got it. Let's talk engineering. UNM, University from nuclear to mechanical and everything in between. We also are part of the SAE, the Formula One Race Car Challenge. A business, UNM, University with a number of management programs. Architecture, STEM, galore. UNM, University for Nursing and Medicine. I mentioned the 2 hospitals. There's this quick shot of what they look like. Little humor there, quick shot. Hospitals, get it? All right, moving on. Exercise science, New Mexico, known for. Look, if you're into math, UNM, University Now for Math, or University Now for Music, the largest performing arts center in the state of New Mexico. We partner with Netflix. They're headquartered in Albuquerque. That's not their studio, that's our studio. They do have a studio, but you're probably thinking, wow, UNM, University for Netflix movies. Lots of majors, lots of things, and undecided. UNM, undecided no more, come explore. Research, honors college. This student got paid to do research at UNM. You're probably thinking UNM, lots of fun, D1, and study abroad in America, National Student Exchange. Housing, UNM, University nice as a Marriott. Dining, 24/7, all you can eat, UNM, unlimited number of meals. We do have ROTC. Seniors can apply still, and juniors can apply in June. We don't require an ACT or an SAT. I will pay your application fee. Do the application online. When you're applying for admission, you're applying for scholarship. The minute that you apply, you send me your transcript. We'll get this done fairly quick. Seniors can still apply now. I'll tell you how. Juniors in June, it's not too soon. Do it online. It'll save you time. Use your phone. Do it at home. Either way, seniors today, juniors at the end of May. Then email me, Gary B, and I'll waive the fee. Send your transcript. Don't worry about that test, and I'll do the rest. 3.0, you're getting dough. 2.8, still great. Don't be a fool. Stay in school. It's cool. Go to college. Get the knowledge. Gary B, remember me when you're making that list. UNM, University not to be missed. There's a quick 5 about us. So thank you guys for being here. Let's stop sharing and take some questions.
All right. Thank you so much. That was great. Gary, could you tell us, do they have a Greek system, or what do weekends look like there?
Yeah.
At University of Mexico?
Typically students either partner together. There is the Greek system. There's 16,000 undergrads, so lots of fun things to do in the city, 600,000 people. Like I said, if you want to get a weekend getaway, you could be in Denver in 6 hours. You can be in the Grand Canyon. So there's lots to do in and around Albuquerque. Yeah, if you're into clubs and organizations, 400 different clubs and organizations on campus. And I'm sure that Joanne and Noelle also have Greek systems. I know there's lots to do around their campuses.
Yeah. Noelle, do you want to share a little bit?
Yeah, so in addition to, we do have Greek life on our campus and tons of different clubs and organizations that usually have different events on the weekends. We do require the majority of our first year students to live on campus unless they're from Pueblo directly. So that means there's a lot of students living on campus. So there's always something going on. But most of our students you'll find do like to get out in the outdoors in the weekends. Just being Colorado, we're very outdoorsy as a state, and we're nearby so many great different hiking, camping locations. So you'll get out pretty often if you're interested in any of that. And you can usually find some buddies to tag together for a ski trip or a camping trip for the weekend. And usually it's nice pretty much year round, similar to New Mexico, a little bit colder, but similar weather.
Excellent. And Joanne, I know you had mentioned hockey's big on campus.
Yes, and we have a lot going on campus, usually between the different clubs and organizations. We are also a quick train ride into Boston. If students aren't familiar with that area, there's 60 colleges in the 30-mile radius. So there's a lot going on. And on campus, we also have Greek life. About 10% of our undergraduate students are involved with that. So there's a lot to do.
Fantastic. Gary, I know you'd mentioned they're still accepting applications. Is there a final due date on that, or how does that work?
Well, we do rolling admission, and the students will find out within 2 weeks of applying that they're admitted. And then typically by May 1st, students make a decision. Now, if you apply this summer, again, we're doing the 2-week turnaround, but juniors, you'll have till May 1st of your senior year to decide if the University of New Mexico or any school is that perfect fit school.
Fantastic. It looks like we got a question in, and this is to everyone. I know that Noelle, I think, just touched on this, but do you require first-year students to live on campus? To everyone.
If there's not a pandemic, we would prefer that students live on campus. This year, we gave them the option.
We don't require it. Like Gary, we prefer them to. About 90% of our first year students typically do in a normal year, but we don't require it. I recommend they do though.
Okay.
Housing and dining at the University of New Mexico for the year runs about $10,000. So an all-you-can-eat meal plan in an apartment on campus for 10 grand for 10 months, essentially. So do the quick math. You're talking about $1,000 a month for a place to live and all you can eat. Heck, to eat.
And at CSU Pueblo, we do actually require you to live on campus for your first 2 years, which we found has been a great benefit for all of our students. They're doing a lot better academically and more plugged into the campus community. And as an out-of-state student, we give you an automatic scholarship every single year you live on campus. So it helps reduce that cost down quite a bit.
Fantastic. Looks like we got another question for all. Are you involved in any tuition exchange programs?
Yeah, Noelle and me, Gary B, were both part of the WUI, the Western Undergraduate Exchange Program. The minute you apply, you've applied for that program. And as Noelle mentioned, that both of us, there's other scholarship. Now, Joanne, Massachusetts isn't located in the West, but I know they've got great scholarship programs.
Yeah, so for California students, we wouldn't have that available to you, but we have different scholarships. Those range from 10,000 to 20,000. And when you apply, that's the application that we would use to see if you qualify for a merit scholarship. So there's no additional application to fill out, but we're going to base that off your grades. We look at a weighted GPA, and then if you submit tests, we'll consider the tests too. And again, it'll be right in your acceptance packet, and they range from 10 to 20 grand, renewable each year till you earn your bachelor's.
Fantastic.
All 3.0 students at New Mexico pay the same regardless of where they live. Whether a California student with a 3.0 is paying the same as a student from New Mexico.
That's great. Thank you. One last question for all of you. I know many of the schools have honors programs. Do you guys have honors programs on your campuses, and how do those work?
We do. So ours, it's going to vary by major. Typically, students want a 1240 minimum, or if they're test optional, 3.75. That's cumulative and weighted. They'll be invited into the honors program. They can also apply to get in with a minimum 3.3 if they're already enrolled. It's 8 extra classes, including a capstone, and they have first dibs on classes, residence halls. It looks great on a resume, but they're heavily involved in community service.
Okay, thank you.
We have an honors program at CSU Pueblo as well. It's invitation only, but typically if you have, I think the ranges are about a 26 ACT and the equivalent SAT to that and about a 3.5 GPA, you'll be invited to join the honors program. It's a minor and it's very interdisciplinary. So all students of all majors are in the same program. So it really gets us cross-campus education. And then we do also have a leadership program as well for students. They typically look for a 3.2, and that's a minor in leadership studies. And I did that as a student. So I always like to promote that because it's a great way to get involved on campus. And it's possible to do both programs. And we have a lot of students who will do the honors and the leadership program.
Fantastic. Thank you.
At New Mexico, we don't have an honors program. We have an honors college.
Uh-huh.
There's a difference. Yeah, it's a full-on college. Like there's an engineering college, a business college, a nursing college. So at UNM, students can take coursework within the honors college without being part of the honors college. They could get a major, a liberal arts major in honors college, or do a minor. It's small group discussion classes with no test. If I went back to college and take classes with no test, that's what I do. But actually the test is participation. And that's why those small group discussion classes work so well for students. You know, like Noelle, being a leader, that's where we're looking for. So get involved in college. Students, thanks for being here today. Ginger, thanks for hosting and doing this. Really appreciate it. I know you're short on time. We're short on time.
Yes, yes. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up now. So with that, I just wanted to say a big thank you to Gary, Noelle, and Joanne. We really appreciate you being here. Thank you to all the students who did attend today. And we look forward to seeing you next week for our next Wednesday College series. All right. Thanks, guys. Have a great
Adios,
day.
amigos.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.